When we set out to make this game, we first kind of looked at what we wanted to do with the player, and what that meant is what kind of experience did we want the player to have. We kind of really started exploring this idea that the world is a character, and that the world is something that has really a material effect on you emotionally as a player. So looking at the world as a character, we needed to see what we were going to do to change that world. And what we did is we wanted to put the player in a situation where they weren't the superpower. You know, Modern Warfare, previous games, you've always been part of this superpowered, you know, army. You're the big dog. And so with this game, we wanted to actually have the player sort of be the underdog, be the resistance type guy, going up against a big superpower. As we were going along this process and determining how we were going to have this world be a part of the character's life, we kind of settled on the idea that the character, the player, would experience the event, and then we would sort of move forward in time about 10 to 15 years. You as a player and the other characters you're with have grown up in this world. You know, this world has shaped who you are, so you've had that emotional impact on you as a player. The dog was a really great add to this game, and it's really interesting because early on in development we were kind of thinking around the idea of, well, it would be cool to use a dog in the game, and we had one of our guys get in contact with a retired Navy SEAL who had a retired Navy SEAL service dog. And we brought them to the studio, and they came by and they visited, and told us basically everything about how they're used and how they're treated as part of the squad, and their equipment and their, you know, the tech that they're used, and it blew us away. After that meeting, we knew we had to put a dog in. We do want to continue to make that cinematic experience. We want the player to be sitting on their couch, sitting in their chair, playing a game that is so cinematic and so immersive that they feel like they're actually in a movie, and forget sometimes maybe that they're you know, sitting in with a control in their hands. We use gameplay drives tech as a pillar, but at the same time I think we have to define gameplay, and gameplay is not just some kind of, you know, special level mechanic. If you bounce up and hit a rock, you know, something comes out of it. You know, it's not gamey gameplay, it's got to be immersive gameplay. So what we kind of showed you today is underwater combat. So we've never seen that before. We've been underwater in previous Call of Duties, but we've never actually fought underwater. With the new engine, and we were able to really kind of craft environments where we felt we could put the player in different situations than we had seen before. And so underwater combat sort of being a new gameplay experience, sort of like the AC-130 was a new gameplay experience in COD 4, you know, this is, you know, a new gameplay experience for Call of Duty Ghosts. The new engine that we've made actually benefits not just next gen, but current gen as well. So current gen is getting a boost out of this new engine, but there are specific features that only next gen can do, and it is a tech limitation. The primary one, and this is the one that we showed off today, was advanced tessellation. It's something that only the next gen tech is capable of doing, and so that displacement mapping and the sub-D, those are all basically advanced tessellation techniques. What's between me and the game? What's between me and the imagination just kicking in and taking over? I think that the graphical fidelity that we're now bringing with next gen is thinning that barrier even more. So Call of Duty Ghosts is coming out on November 5th for current generation consoles and PC, and we will have further dates on next gen as we know them.